Good evening, everybody. Welcome to tonight's SMZ3 Round 2 match between Hitaka, the Group F winner on our right, and Cynas, the Group N runner-up on the left. So this should be a very good match between two very accomplished players as they try and save the galaxy from planet Zebus and get the Triforce. I'm Pro-A007. I'm very happy to be joining you here this evening, and joining me on the mic is HK112. Welcome.
Howdy, all. This is going to be a fun match. And I think his new name's Cynas. And Cynas.
And Cynas, sorry.
And Cynas, yeah. It's a running joke with a multi-world we did the other day. Cross, when he set up the multi-world, he put and Cynas in front of his name. He didn't put just Cynas.
Well, for the sake of our visual aids, I think I'll probably just stick to Cynas for the moment. But if it changes, I'm sure we'll be duly informed. All right, so this I know Cynas was kind of earlier in the earlier match on SG4. I was kind of poo-pooing his chances a little bit, saying like, well, he knows Hitaka's reputation. He's a very accomplished player. Cynas, played in a very tough Group N.
Yeah, they were both actually in the multi-world we did. So it was fun. Them both working together to get something done. It was quite a fun experience for me, at least, to join them in a multi-world.
Yeah. So the opening here with Super Metroid, they have two choices. They can go with the regular choice, which they are both doing, which is going into A Link to the Past through one of 4 preordained entrances and exits, or they can go for the low percentage play and try and see what's at Vanilla Morph Ball and in the ceiling, try and get an item. So both of them going with the traditional play here, and Cynas, instead of save quitting, is making a beeline straight for Hyrule Castle. Going to try and go for item draws here.
I think he's doing this because he knows Hitaka always goes to Houlihan. Oh, yeah. That's a good pool.
Yeah.
That's tier 2 or tier 3?
I think it's tier 2, I want to say. Not 100% sure, but so Hitaka is going for the Houlihan play, get 225 free rupees right off the bat. Well,
ooh, that's a flute.
Uncle is holding out on us as usual. Well, not really, but it's nice to think so.
Hitaka, after getting that Houlihan room, is save quitting to Link's house, and probably he's going to be picking up his flute. And that, or not, he's going south.
That bomb he pulled is actually kind of deterring him, and not necessarily in a good way in this case, because he's getting some bomb pulls on top of that. So Cynas is going to have the early edge here because he'll be able to go to some places that Hitaka won't unless he really makes a run at the castle. And we'll see what Kakariko gives him in terms of items.
With that flute, though, that early flute, though, I mean, he'll be able to activate it, and he'll probably go save the old man. It's going to be a pain without some kind of item to guide him through the dark. But even still, that flute's really going to pay off.
Yeah,
Hitaka going for the blind race, and Cynas is going to check it and nope out of that.
Well, in Hitaka's case, because he did Houlihan, he has an extra couple hundred rupees to play with, so he doesn't really care if he has to go spend another 50 on at the bomb vendor. Cynas, on the other hand, he might roll the dice here and see if he gets lucky.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so Hitaka has validated Cynas's play, and Hitaka also validated that he doesn't have to pay $50 for this.
Yeah. See, I try not to do the Houlihan room because I'm willing to take that gamble of finding bombs or money.
Mm-hmm.
But that's just me.
It's a fair assumption. The main reason for doing Houlihan early is if it's a poverty-stricken seed, you've given yourself a bit of a cushion to work with in case early Zora comes into play, which is not impossible. So it was power bombs at the bottle vendor.
That's a speed booster.
That opens up a couple of possibilities for some checks in Super Metroid. We're still a ways off from like meaningful progression. Doesn't like, for example, with a morph ball that puts Ice Rod into play.
Mm-hmm. Cynas is gonna have a quicker check, overall checks with that flute. That's gonna be. Hitaka's gonna have to backtrack.
Yeah. So we got some missile and super packs early from Kakariko. And we got that power bomb, of course. But overall, Kakariko not really dealing much.
No, I think it's gonna be like one of those drawn out seeds. I got that. I mean, I hate to say it for the runners. I was like, I mean, most seeds lately have been long and drawn out, but the way the seeds just literally bringing them along, it's gonna be one of them.
We'll see how the Southern Island treats them. That might be a good indicator here. And Sasparilla's closet is also worth considering. We'll see what Hitaka finds in the Lost Woods here.
Some missiles.
They got a nice baseline for ammo going here. They've got at least one of everything, and a couple of missiles and supers. So they're doing all right there.
Map check.
So a red crystal at Hera and a blue crystal at Eastern. I didn't see what desert was.
I didn't either. Apparently, our tracker said it's a crystal as well.
So with the sword there, that might encourage them to make a run at the South Islands here, because Mini Moldorm Cave is now much less treacherous because you don't have to worry about bomb count.
That's a nope tank on Lumberjack. Now, see, because Hitaka went this route and he got this sword this way, he will be able to do all of Hyrule Castle in one hit and caboodle. So.
Right. So that's a slight edge to him on that count, but right now, but it's also predicated on how long it takes him to get to Hyrule Castle, and right now he is quite sensibly, I think, going with the South Shore check, because that makes sense. And there's a Master Sword, so...
And Cynas heading up to the old man? I think he just wants to get this out of the way.
Yeah, it's an extra checkpoint, and he's got a sword, so per your point earlier about, it being a pain, well, it's a lot less of a pain with a sword. And yeah, there's some it's still a minor navigational hassle, but it's a lot easier with a sword or something where you can use as a guide point.
Mm-hmm. I mean, you could use bombs if you really wanted to, but that's
yeah.
that doesn't sound so safe.
They're screwing it. Man.
That puts the front of Gauntlet in play if you can, jump up there.
Yeah, and Terminator in just terms of vanilla, certainly, and Cynas is gonna already, and there's gravity suit. Oh, and 3 power bomb packs, nice. I think the game heard you about saying this is gonna be a long, drawn out series. Like, oh yeah, well here's some stuff for you.
Yeah, but without that morph ball, those super Metroid items are kind of mute. I mean, yeah,
Right.
you can. But I mean, with that speed booster and screw attack, that gives them logical. Well, that screw attack's out of logic because it was given by the old man.
Right.
However, if Hitaka finds the lamp in this nonsense and in the back of Sarsaparilla's closet, that will give them a little bit. They'll put that screw attack in logic, which would be nice. And that's
there's another. Wow, we're gonna have 3 swords in about 15 inside of 15 minutes here. That's pretty amazing.
I like where this seed's going.
Yeah, this and Tracker's already given the Cynas the sword. It's like, well, of course he is. It's like Hitaka's about to get his flute, and you know, it's not unreasonable to think where he gets it. To, like, he might have like that instant reaction. Oh, I gotta save and quit. I gotta get out of here.
And Cynas, he's gonna take his flute and probably flute down to the dam, and he's gonna have butter or bacon. My bad.
Yeah, he's gonna play that. No, okay. He's doing a west to east swing. Okay. So take a look at Desert Ledge, which was power bombs, and then on to Agina. I like this play. Agina's a low percentage play, but once in a while, it strikes gold.
With this flute though, it's a quick and easy and fast check, which is nice.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And Hitaka heading into the Hyrule Castle, and those are morph ball bombs.
We're still waiting for Morph Ball. Morph Ball's got to be somewhere pretty close then, but a not insignificant find. I mean, more power bombs obviously are faster, but now he doesn't have to worry about ammunition.
Yeah. Where's he going? He's not doing South Shore yet.
He's gonna check.
Oh, go ahead.
I would say Sarsaparilla, yeah.
He's getting the out-of-way checks first because, I mean, why not? Like, all he has left is South Shore, and it is the 5-6 crystal are in the light world. That's.
This will be interesting.
I'm intrigued by the seed. I am glad I'm commentating this.
Yeah. This is gonna be fun. All right, and Meyer is the green pendant. Ooh. Oh!
Well, I missed it.
Kata Samaria and Hookshot. In Sarsaparilla's closet. Dude's holding out on us.
It looks like he's... it looks like Hitaka's in Dark Cross.
No, yeah, he is. Yeah.
And there's bacon for Cynas.
And after this, after he's done with the South Shore, he's gonna make a run straight for Death Mountain. He's got Eastern Death Mountain to clear now.
Yeah. Where's he going now? Oh, he wants that money.
Well, Hitaka is still up on the money count, thanks to Houlihan. So we're a little ways off from.
Was that an 8 bomb drop from the enemies?
Yes, it was.
Lino, I didn't even check I didn't even see the Dark Cross item.
I didn't either. So Hitaka going out of logic here to check Dark Cross. Got 3 chests. What do we got? I got a key, an E-tanker. Yeah. That's our first E-tank of this seed. Hitaka gonna do a death warp.
Yep. And Cynas is going to have a quicker check of the Ice Rod Cave having that flute so early.
Yeah. So early on, Cynas making the right calls and kind of playing to what the seed is giving him here as far as his routing is concerned. So he made the good initial call going to Uncle right away, getting the flute, and that's kind of informed his decisions from here. And now, because he did Sarsaparilla early, he's going to make a run for East Death Mountain.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's...
well, he's probably going to do Palace, the castle first. Or, yeah, castle.
Well, I guess. The hook shot, I don't know. That might have made me think, just make a run at...
Death Mountain?
Yeah. There were more checks and more guaranteed potential items, so that'd kind of be my logic on that. But so far, I don't think Hitaka has generated anything out of the castle.
No, I think it was the map and Dark Cross.
Yeah, could have been.
Yeah, it was probably the map. Map and Dark Cross.
So he got Blue Mail in Zelda's prison cell.
Looks like Cynas is doing the same thing Hitaka did. Stealing that key and going front. What's funny about this is when I was doing that multi with Cynas, Hitaka, Cross, and Jet, Cynas said, I asked him, like, when do you guys do Dark Cross? Do you guys, I mean, like, if you don't get a key, he's like, Cynas specifically said, steal that key, go to Dark Cross, and go to the back. And Hitaka made the comment, he's like, that's not a good idea. It is just funny to see him do it in this raid. Because Hitaka specifically said, that doesn't seem like a good idea. But I don't know what made him change his mind for this race.
It probably wasn't any one thing. He might have if anything, it was probably just a hunch, if nothing else. He probably thought, well, you know, it's like there's that, and you know, how does that? He got the flute off of Uncle, so he's like, well, maybe there's something in the back. Like acquiring the flute might have informed decision, and perhaps it was $50. It looks like at Dark Cross. So that might have informed his decision slightly, but you know.
Now Hitaka is gonna be left without the hook shot in this Death Mountain run that he's up here for. He's gonna get his. He might get his bacon sword, but he might go for that. But without that hook shot, he's gonna have to backtrack to Sarsaparillas closet.
Yeah, and I don't know how likely it is, but with Speed Booster and Screw Attack, he might be thinking, well, why don't I just go into Super Metroid for a little while, take his chances with Terminator, you know, Vanilla, Morph Ball, that kind of thing. So Cynas is going to do a Death Ward.
Now, I found out the other day that BMOS can kill you through your iframes. I was just, huh?
Hitaka, unfortunately, did not get the quick kill, so he's got to wait this out for about 15 seconds. So that's an unfortunate mishap for him.
I want to know what the sun prize is.
Alright, Hitaka is free, he is out, and he's going back to Death Mountain.
I think 20 bucks is the stun prize, but I'm not sure. And Hitaka going to get his bacon.
Yeah, three swords inside of 20 minutes. You think you won the lottery or something?
Oh yeah.
And
Cynas gonna get his blue mail. Now where are you going, Cynas? Death Mountain?
he's activated. He's got his flute at the ready, so. Oh, he's going to Agina.
Oh, I was talking about Cynas.
Oh. Yes, yeah. Oh. Yeah, Cynas, East Death Mountain, definitely, that's, what, 8 checks overall?
Mm-hmm.
Paradox Cave and Spiral Cave, so, yeah, just based on sheer volume, that's enough. And hey, who knows, if you get the hammer, you can take a peek into Tower of Hera by chance.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing in the basement. Taka is going to Sarsaparilla. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
See if he goes to Eastern on top of that, because that's something Cynas did not do. He jumped out of there as soon as he got out of Sarsaparilla's closet. Oh, that sounds wrong. A total bust in Paradox Cave. A lot of missiles, which are great, no question, you know.
And some love.
Yeah, but yeah, that's an offer on that front, so begs the question, what now? Hitaka might just run the string to Eastern. Cynas, on the other hand, because he's already been to Sarsaparilla, might be thinking, well, maybe Super Metroid, take a look at Terminator, you know, maybe make a run down to Pink Bryn. There's a couple of checks there that he can do, so...
Spiral Cave is the last check up here.
Yep. And Hitaka, well, he is following Cynas. Yeah, is following Cynus's lead. Right.
An arrow.
Okay,
no.
So.
Cynas, where are you going? He's gonna have his flute at the ready.
Yes, arrow validates the run. There is that. Okay, you got 2 choices here. Eastern or back to Super Metroid.
Eastern.
Yeah.
I mean, it seems a logical choice. That's the last place to go is Eastern.
Yeah, it's like you might as well get every last bit out of this as you can. And there are 3 potential items in Eastern, and it's a crystal, so you're going to be back here at some point anyway. it'll be interesting to see what Hitaka does after he sees that he struck out with Spiral Cave and Paradox Cave. Does he make the run to Eastern, or does he go another way and thinks, well, let's try Super Metroid?
I mean, I personally would go to Super Metroid because that speed booster and screw attack gives me into Brimstar and Big Pink and to check those locations. But
yeah,
that's Terminate 1, 2, 3, 4 checks. 4 checks.
Yeah, because he got speed booster, he can actually go up top and get out of there. So that actually works out for him. So item number. Yeah.
Oh, go ahead.
I would say item number 1 was missiles in Eastern.
I mean, 4 items over, but 4 items over 2, but these 2 are very clustered together. So you have that.
Yeah, and Hitaka did do the hard reset. He's going back to Super Metroid.
And that's the second item.
Wow.
And there's only 2 items in Eastern, so...
3, actually.
Oh, there's 3?
Yeah. And moment of truth. Okay, well, he's going to sequence break here, and he's going to go for the big key chest, and hope that's item number 3.
Hitaka going through gauntlet, he has to be very careful not to jump the wrong way, or he will soft lock himself.
Well,
and he makes it through. Just for some missiles.
Yeah. So not worth the effort, but good to know, I suppose.
No, that screw attack also gets him down to Old Mother Brain too, like that item as well.
It does. It does. So it'll be interesting to see what he decides.
That's a mirror.
That is a mirror indeed.
That gets him into Hera.
Yes,
that mirror is out of logic, but that does get him into Hera, and that's a power glove.
Hitaka getting the power glove in Terminator, so a couple of big items in a span of about 5 seconds. The power glove by itself, in the immediacy, the only thing it really actually opens up is Zora.
Yeah.
Cynas is going to make a run down to Old Mother Brain and in that ilk. So.
And Hitaka and Green Brimstar right now. Just for some love in Old Mother Brain. Now, if Cynas doesn't find anything useful, he will reset out.
Yeah. Nothing. Nothing.
Oh, go ahead.
Nothing so far.
And that's a boodle.
I'm a little surprised you didn't go for that, because that's an item check in A Link to the Past with a sick kid.
He probably will do it on a full Bryn loop. And that's a lamp. So high jump. So now we need high jump. Well, actually, you can get that with speed booster, can't you?
I believe you can, yes. And
so that lamp is fully in logic.
So Cynas is going to get that bottle now, because the lamp is now, and Thalphon is correct, that puts Hera as a fully completable dungeon, because now we have a fire source.
Yep, and Cynas is going to check probably the rest of the checks he can do.
Mm-hmm. Oh, for sure.
I love having screw attack early. It's such a good item to have.
Yeah.
Hitaka going back to pick up those gloves after resetting out of Big Pink. Oh, Cynas.
That's something you get to see very often in the early game. But then he dropped about a quarter of the way down.
Yeah. And it looks like Hitaka's fake flippering up to Zora. Or fake flippering in general.
Right, yeah, he's gonna check Hobo and all of that.
Cynas did not go to get the glove.
Well, he doesn't need it to do Tower of Hera.
No.
In his mind, he's like, okay, I've got the lamp. I can do Tower of Hera. I'm doing this now. And that I think fits with Cynus's general MO. If there's a dungeon that can be done, he'll do it. That's been generally from the matches I've seen. It's like if he's got a dungeon that he can take off the table, he'll do it. And that's probably his one path to winning here is if he can get a lot of good stuff out of the dungeons and
Dark World map check. Meyer and Turtle Rock are both pendants, so are Pod.
Alright, so an interesting list of pendant dungeons and crystals. I think there's some small relief that Meyer and Turtle Rock are both technically out unless this is a pedlocked dungeon, a pedlocked seed. So what would actually lock them out, I think, is something of a question. Boots maybe, but that's about it.
The silver arrows and Hera.
So that's one of two items in Tower of Hera, and
Zora has a big nothing. And that was the only check that those gloves gave.
Yeah, so right now, Cynas looking pretty good overall here. As he works his way up Tower of Hera here. He's already got one of the two items. He's hoping that the other one isn't locked in the basement. Although, based on the lamp, you'd almost think it would be, wouldn't it? Well, there it is. Magic Key. Aga, anybody?
Oh, that does put Aga in logic.
Aga already was in logic, but you know because of the lamp. But the magic cape kind of drives the point home. It's like, anything on the pyramid?
That pyramid ledge could have more fall, or
it's possible.
Last time Cynas did this Moldorm fight, he got bonked back to the top of the rail 4 times trying to jump into the match. So I'm glad to see he didn't get bonked this time by Trolldorm.
So Cynas is first on the board at 32-17.
And now he still has that Sick Kid bottle too. I forgot about that too.
Correct. So yeah, so Sick Kid is probably his next move from here. After that, okay, he's still got Pink Bryn. He's still got Bryn Star. He's got a couple other things to check, but Aga?
Yeah, that Aga check would be. Just missile. So Aga.
In Cynus's case, he's still got a few. He's doing a hard reset, so makes sense.
Yeah. I mean, he has the gauntlet still and stuff like that, but now what is in logic is the mode item, isn't it? Or is that powerbomb locked? Mode item.
I think it's powerbomb locked.
I
Yeah,
thought it was.
he can't do that just yet.
Okay, I thought so. I wasn't sure. I couldn't remember. Actually, my stupid self couldn't remember.
Yeah, well, it's alright. Alright, so Hitaka doing the same setup as... Yeah.
And not falling down.
No. Okay.
Could you imagine? Thelphon? That is just mean. Can you imagine Agra required for logical first power bombs? It could happen, but man, I would hate to see that seed.
In reality, thou art a cruel mistress.
Like, it'd be interesting. Oh, where's Hitaka going? Oh, he's going to turn in that bottle.
Yeah, it's like... Cynas, I think it was... I think he mistakenly forgot that, yeah, actually you can do this with just Speed Booster, but this actually will work out because nothing was in that area anyway, so there's something we can logically access. He's hoping Morph Ball shows up somewhere in here, in Pink Bryn.
Looks like he's planning on resetting out already.
Yeah, he's hedging his bets.
I mean, they're good bets to energy tank. He might keep that. I think he's gonna keep that. And Hitaka heading his way to what do you call it? Eastern.
Eastern, yeah. So, yeah, Agra. It looks like we got an Agra required seed. Unless I'm missing something, I think we've seen everything they can logically do at this point. They can't get to, they can get to the door to Ice Beam, but they can't actually get to Ice Beam because Morph Ball is required.
I would like to take this time while Hitaka's checking what Cynas is and Cynas is working his way probably back to Agra. Don't forget to follow these amazing runners for putting on the show and everybody that is contributing to get everything together, and also follow the co-commentator Pro A. Yes. And I said it wrong, didn't I?
No, you got it.
Oh, whoo! Yeah, go me. And Leno, our wonderful tracker that's hiding in the dark of chat. And also check out rank1.global. You probably know more information than I do about that, so go ahead and fill people in on that.
I actually really don't. I know it's like it's a place where speedrunners can come and gather and share their information about their latest times, competitions, and such. So it's a nice little forum, and they are the sponsors of this little tournament.
Where is Cynas going?
Back of Escape, I think.
He did that already.
Did he?
Yeah, he did that. He did. Remember when I said something about stealing the key from the guard?
Yes. Oh.
Zora money.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Yeah, he's setting up Houlihan the other way.
So he's gonna get some monies, and they'll get him his Dora, and that will be nice. And Hitaka picking up his mirror. And Cynas is going to fake Flipper as well to check Hobo and everything. Now Hitaka is now going to do Hera. So he's gonna get his cape and missiles and stuff and junk out of the Hera, and then he's gonna realize Aga. That's all we're waiting for, is just someone to make the play for Aga, and that's gonna be, don't know when they realize it, that Aga's gonna be required, because as of right now, that's the only thing they can do is Aga. Where was that green pendant? Was it Meyer? Yeah, Meyer. This is one of those seeds that is weird.
Yeah. So yeah, per your point, this has everyone's kind of repeating other people's moves. Cynas at this point is going to be the first to get to Aga, just based on his general routing. But after that, okay, so they get to Pyramid Ledge. It's essentially got to be really one of the two orbs. It's got to be Moon Pearl, or it's got to be Morph Ball.
Alright, I like what Hitaka did. He did the drop pot in Hera to check this big key chest, so he doesn't. I don't know how much time that actually saved him to do that, but he now knows that the basement item is just probably the compass or the map. We know the map's on Troll Dorm, so
yeah, it's the compass then. So Hitaka needs only 2 charged swings with the tempered sword to take down Troll Dorm. Actually, it's 1 and 1. What if this thing could be Varia? Boy, if it's Varia.
Now, if Bo's on, now here's the little crappy thing about this. If Bo happens to be on, Bo wouldn't lead to progression. That's the same thing. Never mind, because we do got all the items out in Eastern. But it could be a book, and that could lead this to Desert.
Yes, it could. You're right. Desert is very much a thing. So both players have come to the same conclusion about 45 seconds apart from each other. It's Aga. It's an Aga required seed.
I mean, I usually vote for Ped Seeds, not Aga Seeds, because Ped Seeds, I like seeing all the dungeons so I can learn how to route better. That's my personal opinion. That's why I like Ped Seeds. But Aga Seeds is one of those things, like, Aga's just a simple, like,
yeah,
there's nothing new. It's the same route every time.
It's not hard. It's just a real time sink, and you're essentially doing it for 1 item, maybe 2 if you get lucky with catfish. But in general, it's a real time sink, and I don't think it leaves a very good taste in any player's mouths.
No.
Lenifus already think Aga Ped Shack. Yeah.
Alright, I could get behind Shack. I like Shack Tool. Like, that was, like, when I was growing up, Shack Tool was one of those bosses that most people, or one of those places that most people didn't know how to get to. So I'd go there and I'd hang out with Shack Tool a lot, you know, and play in the sand. Reset the room every time and, like, reset the room and play in the sand. It was always fun.
Yeah. I like Serious Cat 69's comment. It could be the flippers, actually, because we haven't.
Yeah.
Now Now, I like that actually, or boots, and we get a check in bonk rocks.
Mm-hmm.
All right, okay, Chad. How many blue balls is it going to be today with Aga for
I want to say
Cynas?
0. I want to say none, but because this is a forced Aga, I want to say 0.
I'm going to say 4.
But if this wasn't a forced Aga, I would say 12 from just not routing. I'm just I don't know. I'm mean.
Well, we all have that sadist streak in us. Some of us are better able to identify with it, and you know how it is. Hitaka making very quick work of Aga's tower, and it's caught up quite a bit actually. He was very clean through that.
One blue ball. Two. So far, we got 2 blue balls.
Could this be it? Okay,
3.
So looking like 3, unless Cynas swings and misses here.
Hitaka's only gotten 1 blue ball, by the way. I've been watching his match with Aga. He's only gotten 1.
Yeah, so there goes Aga at 45-18. Hitaka's not far behind. Alright, so what is on the ledge? The flipper!
I'm sorry for laughing, but it's one of those things like, wow.
Congratulations to Serious Cat 69, you are a genius.
Where's Cynas going now with those flippers? He's gonna transition right here, up here.
Yeah, he is.
It makes sense.
Yeah, Thalfon's right. He's going to keep his mirror portal near Waterfall. Good idea.
Get some angry slashes out of Hitaka. Since he was in a super buddy state. Oh, he can't. he can't save and reset.
Right. Yeah, that doesn't work no more with the mirror. All right,
no.
something has to be in Waterfall Cave. There it is. All right.
Let's go Super Metroid. Wow, this seed. Now Cynas getting this bottle had him, and now he's caught up. Oh wait, Hitaka throwing a bottle in too.
Yeah, and a bomb and a bomb for good measure. Just to share his opinion on said seed. So from here, our runners have some choices. What route do they take? And it looks like Cynas is going to do the. Ooh, he's going to go up to Criteria power bombs. I like this.
This is a good check. A good safe early check to get out of the way.
Yeah, just $5.
He can reset. That's what I would do.
Nah. At this point, just ride it out. He only lost like 70 health doing that Shine Spark. Actually, he's going to go to Gauntlet, it looks like.
And Hitaka following in his footsteps.
Yeah. So this is one of the few things Hitaka did that Cynas did. It was Gauntlet. Hitaka did it without Morph Ball. And per your point, he had to be careful because he could have soft locked by mistake if his jumps weren't precise.
So Cynas is gonna be able to do all of Gauntlet, which might pay off for Cynas. Which, in logic, this makes sense to do Gauntlet right now.
Yeah, I'd agree. Hitaka's going towards Bomb Chorizo, also a good choice. Cynas is gonna get the edge on volume. Did anybody? No, they couldn't have checked the end of Gauntlet, could they?
No.
All right, so I like this play by Cynas. So we got a Bomb Chorizo fight. Oh, and the X-ray scope. Yeah, he will take both of those. Ooh.
That is a wonderful find. That's a nice rod right there.
Yeah, like you don't want this to turn into an Ice Rod end game. That's for sure.
Well, Turtle Rock is a pendant. I would like to point that out, but it still could be required if it's a pendant.
Could be. Yep. That the boots loom overall. If Desert is boots locked, then yes, this could be a ped seat, however unlikely that is. And Ice Rod's actually not a bad item to have if you're looking to do alternative stuff with land molas and such, because that's a popular secondary choice.
Hitaka checking out the back of Gauntlet, thinking about it.
Well, it's a calculated risk. It might well be worth doing.
Reserve is nothing.
Yeah, it very much is a calculated risk on Hitaka's part. Do you go for the Ice Rod? How likely is it that Ice Rod is actually required? The answer is not very. I mean, let's be honest here. But if it is, do you really want to roll the dice on that?
Yeah. Would you want to roll the dice on that?
Me personally, no, because I've been burned enough times in just A Link to the Past rando where that has absolutely torpedoed me. So, So, nothing so far on Cynas' way to Edicoons. Hitaka is going for, as expected, the Ice Rod X-Ray. Maybe put that X-Ray to good use against Dragon. Who knows?
So far, Edicoons isn't paying off.
No.
Cynas trying to do a mock ball out of the Edicoons to save him a fall.
Took a couple of, a little bit of trial and error, but got it. All right. So on to the rest of Pink Bryn.
With this power bomb count and having morph ball bombs, both runners are good on ammo. Like if
oh yeah,
they'll be fine. Which is kind of nice.
It's like Cynas going for Mission Impossible here.
Now this is one trick I wish I could do.
Yeah, well, I wish I could do a lot of these tricks, but I am but a casual gamer in the world of Super Metroid, I'm afraid.
I know how to short charge. I know how to wall jump like a pro, kinda. Like,
Yeah.
I have my moments when my fingers know what they're doing, and then sometimes they're like, "Nope, you're not gonna." Ooh, that's a moon pearl.
Ooh. So that allots for quite a bit of exploration in Dark World, starting with because they have hook shot, they can do a lot of Dark World checks now.
I mean, with what they got, they can finish off Phantoon's in logic. So is Dragon, and so is Kraid. They can finish off a good chunk of Super Metroid.
Yeah.
Why they're here.
For sure, and Cynas is checking Waterway. He's never going to forget that one after his first match of this tournament, where Go mode hinged entirely on Waterway.
Really? What was in Waterway?
Ether.
Oh.
As I called it afterward, the Great Ether Hunt of 2020. It was him and Hootie, found Ether about a couple of minutes ahead of Cynas. It took like an hour for them to finally decide, oh yeah, it's Waterway.
Cynas still picking up some cash here and there.
So yeah, that was actually the first race I commed in this tournament, and it was quite a race, and very entertaining by both sides. And Cynas, I know, probably he was smarting a little bit. He won the rematch in the Group N final, albeit through some bizarre circumstance, but still won. Second try on the Wavegate glitch. Okay, take the supers.
Now, is he going to do a full brim loop or go down to Kraid?
It's a fair question. You got three bosses potentially that you can knock out in a hurry.
Well, if it was me, I would do brim loop back to the top, go to Bomb Chorizo, and then go to Phantoon.
Yeah.
And then after Phantoon, work my way down Red Tower. That would be the most efficient route I could think of to do.
Yeah.
Go from Phantoon to Dragon to Kraid, in that order.
Yeah. And it could go either way for sure. Looks like Cynas is going to try and do he's trying to do a speed ball through there, but didn't get it. He's going to head on over to Billy Mays and
Alpha Missiles.
Alpha Missiles, yeah. Alright, so
Alpha Missiles being vanilla.
Is this even randomized? I mean, come on.
It is. Isn't that energy tank above charge beam of vanilla?
Or something, I don't know. Alright, so Cynas gonna check Billy Mays. Hitaka is at Waterway.
Charge beam failure to communicate.
Yeah.
Billy Mays room. Missiles, and more missiles. It's one of those seeds.
Yeah, I think that pretty much sums it up. This has been one of those seeds. This has turned into a giant fetch quest. I mean, yeah, they're all fetch quests, but you get my meaning. Everybody's kind of waiting for that great
on a fetch quest. Would you like to go on a fetch quest? I really wish I knew how to word that properly. If someone could, hey, SpeedGaming 5 rated us with 19 viewers. Welcome.
Yeah, if I wanted a fetch quest, I'd play the final 2 hours of Wind Waker normally.
I've never played Wind Waker.
Well, have you played Metroid Prime?
Yes, I love Metroid Prime.
Well, you understand the fetch quest at the end of that one, then.
Yeah, the Chozo artifact fetch quest.
Or the even more insane fetch quest at the end of Metroid Prime 2.
I have to remember Metroid Prime 2's fetch quest. Oh, yeah,
Are you speaking ill of the Sky Temple piece?
Yeah.
Perish the thought, but that was a very twisted end game.
Yeah, but they're both good games, and
Oh,
Nintendo just announced that they're gonna be coming close to Metroid Prime 4 coming out soon, which I am looking forward to it. And we're at Zeta Missiles, which is just a single green ruby, or the last missiles in the game.
Yeah.
I think Cynas heard me through the ether because it looks like he's going to be doing my route that I suggested.
Good, he might have, yeah. But and for the record, I could never speak ill of Metroid Prime. I picked it as when I was reviewing video games way back in the day. I picked it as my best game of the 2000s. So
yeah, it's
a seminal piece of work.
Mm-hmm. It's a very beautiful game too. For being on the Metroid Prime and Prime 2, for being on the GameCube, they're both very beautiful games for the.
Mm-hmm.
And they still hold up.
Oh yes, without question. And although, have you ever read the story of Metroid Prime and how it was made?
No, I haven't.
It's almost as good as the game itself, or if you like your harrowing stories. Mixed with people eating fireballs for sustenance, give it a read. It's pretty nuts.
Hitaka doing Chef Supers. The last few races I've commentated and I have seen throughout this tournament, Chef Supers, Waterway, and Shack Tool have all had wonderful items on them.
Yeah. Waterway has paid off. Ridley has paid off at least a couple of times in the races I've done. Yeah, Waterway and Ridley have been the most common denominators for me overall.
I think it was I forgot what race I was commentating on. I can't remember.
Oh, he's going for CWJ, didn't get it. Okay, well, I like this. Can he...
See, I can't bomb jump. I have to do a gravity jump out of this mode.
Alright, so Cynas is out. And for those of you just joining us, thanks to all the SpeedGaming Raiders from SG5. Welcome to tonight's SMZ3. Oh, okay. We had to stop for that. There goes our pet dream. Sorry, folks.
Pet still.
Anywho, we welcome you. Tonight we have Cynas and Hitaka in a round 2 SMZ3 match, and so far...
Varia could be on Ped.
Yeah, it's been an interesting seed. A lot of good items, but we really haven't made significant forward progress yet. I mean, Super Metroid actually probably has the most forward progress thanks to Gravity Suit. But both runners are roughly even and have largely followed the same routes overall. Cynas probably with the lead right now, but that's a very tenuous position. So both players have got one boss down in Tower of Hera, which was one of the 5-6 crystals on top of that, desert being the other. So right now, I think our runners at this point are looking for Varia's suit. With that, they could make a run into Lower Norfair with a little bit of help. as far as health is concerned.
This Phantoon fight's gonna be really easy with gravity suit and having screw attack.
Yeah, you're not gonna have to really worry about we missed a shot there, so.
Oh, Phantoon just like noping out of that. Like,
yeah,
nope.
Phantoon with the fake out there going high when he was expecting him to go low. Missed
again.
Yeah, so Hitaka might take the lead here if he gets a really good fight.
Phantoon doing it again.
Hitaka kind of got it the same too, but I think he was a little better prepared and is doing a much better job with Phantoon here, and I think he's actually ahead now.
And Cynas taking down, and the lucky you heard was from Cynas's chat. It's one of his bots. If you were wondering what that lucky was, I think you forgot to turn off. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, I would say Cynas taking care of Phantoon at 1:04:55,
and Hitaka at 1:05:04. So they're literally right on each other's heels. Silver arrows was in Hera. Both runners have them, you know.
Yeah, silvers were in the chest in the back of the opener, first floor. Yes. So, all right. So both runners, they're about 15 seconds apart right now. We got a hard container there. That's not unwelcome. So they can do a full clear of wreck ship because they have speed booster, and there's an E-tank.
Like, they're literally on each other's hills.
Cynas not going for the safety save. He's just going to go for it.
The way this seed has been, I don't doubt this play, but he probably feels he's behind and he's like, nope. Now, if Hitaka takes a safety save on this check, and it happens to be an item that's looks like he's taking the safety save.
Yeah.
And it's good. Yep. Well, it could be required, but it's good to have the medallion.
Yeah. Considering Meyer is the green pendant, you know, it's possible because Sarsaparilla might be holding something valuable at this point. I don't know. A bow, a fire rod, maybe. Something of value for the end game, I suppose, but that's about it. And we welcome our 244 Raiders from the SG match between Andy and Ivan tonight to our second round match between Cynas and Hitaka. Welcome everybody to what has been a very even and very entertaining match so far between Cynas and Hitaka.
And a very weird logic came. Those who are joining us, the logic started with an Agra required to seed to get your flippers. You had to go to.
Waterfall.
Lamp. Well, the lamp led to Mirror, and Mirror led to Hera. Hera wasn't really didn't give us progression, but Agra gave us flippers, which gave us
The morph ball.
the morph ball, and the morph ball into Moon Pearl.
Right. Yeah, it's been one of those. Morph ball with a charge. So
Yeah. Moon Pearl was at charge.
Right. Yeah. So it's been a very interesting seed. Both players have largely been in sync. There was a little bit of route divergence early, but since then they've been pretty much on the same path overall. And okay, Cynas is not going to have to go for that. He has all the money he needs. He's already paid off Zora for that scam.
It was just some love.
Yeah, not even full love.
And
I
there's
think
some.
that was
a heart.
Yeah. So, Cynas
Cynas-
will stay. Yeah.
Oh,
go ahead. No, go ahead. You're fine.
Well, I know that. I know I'm fine, but that's beside the point. Picking up all the ammo he can get. Because he does not have charge or any other beam. We're just still on basic power beam.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay, it takes this 3 damage boosts to get through this to go bowling, and Hitaka
Missing the item. And Hitaka, I don't think he checked what was at Speed Booster Wreck Ship or Wreck Ship Reserve.
No, I think he's going for a blind play, I think.
I mean, it makes sense. It saves time if it's worth it. But if it's not worth it, you know, it's one of those. You know, am I going to do this or not? Someone probably more experienced than I in chat could probably see if checking it or pulling it blind, which was faster, depending on what items you have. If anybody, you know, could.
Cynas was right to do it because he had speed booster, so it was an easy free check for him. And there's a nice refill for Cynas, so take this down Red Tower and go from there.
Thank you, Aloe. Aloe says it's pretty even with the items that they got.
Yes, we're basically dead even. Cynas is only ahead just based on position, but that could easily change.
Oh no, I was talking about the check to the super or the reserve tank check.
Oh yes.
This is a really close race.
Yeah. Largely based on the seed and how they played it, Cynas has been a little more accurate with his routing overall, especially early. Hitaka's caught up, particularly at Agra, with his executions, so that allowed him to pull a little closer. Oh, man. Titans! Well,
also, they had their first 3 swords within the first 30 minutes of the seed. By the way.
Yes.
The first sword was in Lost Woods. Next one was in Spectacle Rock, and the other third sword was in the Dam.
Mm-hmm.
So they've been like armed to the teeth and linked to the past 30 minutes into the seed, which is really impressive.
Alpha Power is given behind the wall, giving up a hard container, but not much else otherwise. So our runner's holding steady right now. Cynas is saving. Find this one. Am I missing something? Gonna go to X-ray, or is
I don't. He's probably saving just in case the X-ray's a bust, but I'm not sure. I've never not seen someone save.
Yeah,
right there.
That's a little peculiar to me. He is going for X-ray, yeah. So yeah, Alucard pointing out these spikes do 60 damage. Hopefully, he's got his damage boost strats in line here, because this is gonna hurt. He doesn't have a reserve tank either, so he's got to hope. Okay. He's gonna go for it. Yeah. And we welcome SpeedGaming 3 with a rating party of 155. Welcome to tonight's round 2 SMZ3 match between Cynas and Hitaka, and we have had a very even match so far. So you guys are in for you all are in for a treat for this one, I think. Hitaka is going towards Spazer and Kraid. From there, let's see. Yeah. Hitaka
What was that X-ray?
It was like $20, I think. Or no, it was a bomb up. It was a bomb upgrade. It was a bomb upgrade. Sorry, it was a 5 bomb upgrade. Spazer holding zip. Yeah, it's like, yeah, he's got a lead, but it's like so thin. It's like we're basically in sync at this point. So both players have taken down 2 bosses, Trolldorm and Tower of Hera and Phantoon.
That's a fire rod.
Well.
That's a find.
Well, if they go back to the Dark World, that puts Skull Woods into play. That's 100% completable now. And it also makes... Yeah, Ice Palace is now 100% completable.
So is Desert with those mitts they got.
Yeah.
That's go mode for Legend
Not,
of Zelda.
Not quite.
They need a bow.
They need a bow. Well, they need a bow and they need a hammer.
Oh, why do they need a hammer? Oh, swamp.
Swamp. Kraid goes down at 116.36 for Hitaka.
Oh, Cynas getting stand up.
Going to prom.
I tell he also needs a hammer. I forgot about that.
You're right, Alucard. Thank you. So about a 30-second difference in their Kraid kills. Yeah.
That's a can of Brian.
Dark Death Mountain, Alucard? That's possible. It's a valid play at this point. See what
Cynas is gonna go to Meridia.
He might. There's a
That's
bottle.
just a boodle.
Yeah.
Just a boodle. And a reserve tank.
Hitaka is going to make a run to Dark Death Mountain, it looks like.
Turtle Rock's in play if we got the right medallion too.
Possibly. That's probably not going to happen, even with 5 items in play, as it is a pendant. Oh, yeah, no
hammer.
No.
Forgot.
That stupid hammer. Why does it keep ruining logic?
I'm just stooping around. I got the stoops on my mind.
Yeah, so do I, unfortunately. It's like Wow, another raid. And we're getting all the raids tonight here on Speed Gaming 4. Welcome to all from Speed Gaming 6 to this second round match.
And there's the hammer.
Okay,
Yeah,
move point.
Now Turtle Rock is launching.
Turtle Rock and a bunch of other stuff has just opened up.
Everything, all dungeons can be completed right now except for Eastern Palace and Pod.
Correct.
We get a bow, we're in go mode in Legend of Zelda.
And we're basically a various suit away from go mode, depending on your skill set in Super Metroid.
Yeah, as soon as a bow's found, hey, there's a bow. We're in go mode. 1 hour and 20 minutes. We're in go mode. In Link to the Past.
There's a
There's
plasma
beam.
Oh, he fell off. I don't think he wanted that. Well, maybe he did. So Hitaka in control here, unless Cynas does the exact same thing as Hitaka did, but Hitaka looking really good right now, and it is going the same way. He's gonna check Spike Cave.
Now we're in Varia mode. We need a Varia suit.
He wants the Varia. He needs Varia suit, really, at this point.
No, if Varia's in that last chest in Hookshot Cave, Hitaka's going to be really missing out.
Yeah, just to put it mildly. Yeah, this has been a very interesting race, Miss Metroid.
Oh, yeah.
This has been a very good race. Hitaka's on the verge of blowing this wide open. It's Quake for Misery Mire.
Varia could still be on Ped. And that's, honestly, I hate to say it, but that's what I'm hoping for. I mean, even my ice cream agrees.
Who are we to argue with ice cream?
Uh-oh.
Yeah, we just...
did that happen to you too?
Yes, it did.
Okay, uh-oh. Good thing I followed. Alright, I'm gonna pull up their individual streams.
Yeah, from what I saw, Hitaka's in desert. There we go. Much better.
I didn't catch that last item that was in
It looked like it was a key on the pedestal in desert.
I'm talking about Cynas checked the last item in Hookshot Cave.
Stump is saying it was junk. 10 arrows, okay.
Start talking about my ice cream, and the stream goes down.
So we're tied up at 3 on the bosses. Hitaka with a slight lead right now over Cynas, just largely based on execution. The routing has been almost identical since really Agra.
It was that check to X-ray that really caused the split here. I'd like to throw that out.
In the immediacy, yes, Cynas checking X-ray and coming up empty left him kind of at the lurch. There's an E-tank and checkerboard. How do you look for Varia? Well, you really don't. Yeah, it might have been a
And Hitaka fighting Lamolas.
with silvers. It's a one-cycle fight. That's a very fine fight by Hitaka, taking down the land molas in one cycle.
Yeah, that is a really good fight on Hitaka's side.
Okay, so both items accounted for in desert.
After grabbing that energy tank out of Checkerboard Cave. Hitaka deciding to go back in the flute. Where is he going?
Looks like he's going to do Western Dark World because he can knock out Skullwoods and Thievestown in one fell swoop, and both of them, particularly Thievestown, are already fairly linear to begin with because of the way they're structured. So that's two quick crystals for Hitaka.
And a lot of check.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they could do. Oh, I just had a brain fart. Smith, Hammer Pegs.
Yep.
Bomb Game, Stumpy, K45.
Yep.
And work their way to desert. I mean,
yeah.
Work their way to swamp.
Yeah. So there's one of two items in Skull Woods, the super missiles. So that.
Sorry, I had a pecan stuck in my throat.
Those pecans, they're so deadly, I tell you.
I love pecans, but man, when one gets stuck in your throat, it's hard to clear it afterwards.
I don't even want to think about it, but
looks like Cynas is doing the reverse of what we were talking about. Probably hype caves, swamp, and then go up.
I kind of like Cynus's idea here, because strictly on volume, if he scores anything of substance here, it's gonna really pay off for him.
Mm-hmm.
There's five items here. There's 6 in swamp.
Mm-hmm. And the Varia, as soon as we get Varia, we're in go mode. So
Yeah.
if he gets the Varia in these 6 checks, or these 11 checks that he has, he can just go mode every dungeon after this.
Yeah. Unfortunately, not finding a whole lot in Hype Cave. Some love, but that's about it.
The mitts were in beta power bombs. He's checking Fat Fairy.
Yep.
Well, that's another check that we forgot about.
Yeah, and because he did Aga, he can do this the quick way, although he is not.
He forgot, probably. Cynas, you did Aga.
Yeah, that's unfortunate for him. This is going to add about 30 seconds to his routing.
Yeah, this is
yeah.
Aga feed.
Hitaka is tapped. He does not have a green pen. He did not buy a blue pendant or blue potion. Excuse me.
You can buy blue pendants now.
Hey, I wish. He's trying to spam his way through with a can of Burna. Okay, got it. But man, well.
Red Bell and Charge Beam at Fat Fairy. That's a find.
Cynas now in go mode? Well, not quite.
He's also checking Catfish. I applaud this play. It's one of those checks that get isolated.
Unfortunately, he couldn't double it up with Zora, but such it is.
The nature of the seed, it is what it is. I mean, I've been trying to make a pun this whole race, but this is just... They've just literally been speeding along.
You're not getting a lot of help here. Yeah. Catfish, just a little bit of love. And it gave him an extra heart, I suppose.
Well, I mean, Red Mel...
Alright, that's it for the items in Skull. He's done with 2.
Now, where's Cynas going? He had a good route. He's checking these one-offs. And just their first shield on... I think, wasn't Aga a reserve tank?
I thought Lumberjack was a reserve tank, yes.
I know Hitaka checked it.
They both did. So, Alucard suggesting may need E-Tanks reserves for hell runs in Lower Northfair. Fair enough, but... still a little ways off from hitting that nuclear button, I suppose. Because can certainly do Thieves Town and Village of Outcasts.
And we're getting those checks now coming in from Hitaka. And there's another shield.
So C-shaped house didn't come up with anything big. Shield, I guess, is okay, but it's not going to help against blind. There's
Bombos.
Bombos.
That's our Turtle Rock access.
If they're really hard up for Varia's suit, that's where they'll have to go if all else fails.
Now, those Igors, the red ones, can you kill those with the Tempered Sword?
No.
Can you kill? You can kill them with a gold sword, right?
No.
Okay. They have to be killed with arrows.
Yes.
Okay.
Red Igors can only be killed with the bow. Yeah, Chad is right. This is basically a giant game of chicken. Who's gonna go blink first? And who's gonna get Varia first? And what gamble or what play is it gonna take?
I want to say Varia's in Meridia. Precious missiles, just to add insult to injury. Just because it could be there.
Could be. Right now, they are going to do the immediate Dark World checks that they can. Hitaka is in Thieves Town. This will be his 6th major boss / crystal.
Yeah, they both have Plasma Beam, which puts Plasma in logic, kinda. Can they get out with just high jump? Yeah, so. Like, I'm having a bunch of brain farts this race.
No, it's alright. I'm kind of doing the same thing. Cynas underway against Mothula, everybody's favorite, whatever that is. A vampire bat or something? I don't know.
And that was a quick fight for Cynas. That was a lot faster than Hitaka's, so he's gaining a little bit of time on that kill of Mothula.
Yeah. Not a significant amount of time, but yeah, it helps.
Mm-hmm.
He's based on their clears on the bosses. He's 5 minutes back. We'll see how that translates when it's all said and done. But right now, yeah, Cynas is facing a bit of a gap here. He really needs Varia to show up in a place where Hitaka is not going to look, not going to think to look.
Mm-hmm.
And it actually looks like Hitaka.
Yeah, that's right, Alucard. Cynas does have Charge Beam, which gives him the slight advantage.
Yes. Charge Beam is not to be underestimated, although their ammunition, all the way up to Mother Brain, is pretty substantial. As far as regulars and supers are concerned, they're well over 30 apiece.
Also, Cynas has that red mail, and that's going to help out a little bit. And the big key or the big chest has a key locked inside of itself, so that's a positive right there. Now,
Yep.
Can someone explain to me why blind can't have the small key? Like, I've been told he can't have this small key for the big chest.
Well, I can't explain that, but I can say blind takes 9 hits no matter what you use on him. Sword, Cane of Burna, Cane of Samaria, it doesn't matter. 9 hits. The game has preordained it. There's a wave beam. Yeah.
Okay, it's possible for you to lock yourself out of getting stuff if blind has the small key. Awesome. Thank you, Alu. I know it's a dumb question to ask, but I was just curious.
Well, I like Chad's explanation. Logic assumes you're extra dumb. Well, nobody thinks we're dumb, but it's nice to know the logic has accounted for, us how should we describe ourselves? Simpletons.
Now, Cynas is going for a check that Hitaka has not. And that's the graveyard ledge.
Yep.
And if Varia is here, that's really big for Cynas.
Takes 12 digs to get a piece of heart. Hmm.
And I missed what was at the graveyard.
E-Tank.
And Hitaka doing Smiths. And Cynas probably fluting bout.
What's he doing? Is he going to Meridia?
I don't doubt this play. I mean, it's in logic. Why not? You're here. Or where's he going?
Turtle Rock? Or did he not do Spike? Did he do Spike Cave?
I think he forgot.
Hitaka did it. I don't think Cynas did it.
I missed what was in Hammock Pegs because I was watching Cynas.
Yeah. And missiles at hammer pegs. Okay, never mind.
And missiles at Smiths.
So they're arms dealers. Of course, it all makes sense now. I don't know.
Now this blue chest. With this blue chest check. Now Cynas, like with his race against Lin, or it looks blue to me. I might be going colorblind. Anyway, Cynas in his last race with Link Force, he did not check this chest, and it happened to have the mirror, which gave Link Force a good advantage. And Cynas had to end up doing Agra for some reason. For the book. Yeah, it was for the book to get into Misery Mire. Oh, that's an ice beam. Inside of K45.
That's pretty nice. That's gonna make
Cynas will have all full beam combo.
Yeah. Oh, I see. Hitaka is gonna be doing the chest glitch.
This is just very interesting. There's Bombos, there's Turtle Rock again. I already said that, didn't I?
Yes, you did.
And without the book, they can't check the tablet. And what's in the lunchbox? A spring ball.
Not required, but swag is swag.
Mm-hmm.
So, Hitaka leading 6-5 on the bosses right now. He's on his way to Swamp. Yes, so into Swamp, six possible items here. You can full clear it, and Alucard makes a good point. After this, could go to Meridian. Might as well do Ice Palace while you're in the neighborhood. Knock that out, and then Meridia, take care of Dragon.
Meridia.
Yeah. if you're in quasi-go mode, or if you have any confidence in your RBO skills, you could probably do this.
I mean, with Spring Ball, it's going to make it easier.
Yeah. True. That's true, Alucard. Yeah, I totally forgot that.
Oh, yeah.
Still, like, yeah. So Dragon, then Ice Palace. I mean,
But if, I mean, it would make more sense to fly up to Death Mountain and go up and through the front door.
yeah.
Because if you go through the back way and then you find something useful like Varia, for instance, you can't. I mean, it's better to go continue down Norfair and go to Ridley. It makes more sense to do that way. But I mean, I mean, you're darned if you do and you're darned if you don't.
Well, it is one of those things that at this point, for our runners, based on what we've seen and what from the two of them collect their space jump, that was actually one of the items I was thinking about. It's like, well, space jump's going to make this a lot easier for our runners.
Mm-hmm. Now, I don't know, does Hitaka know how to do Diver Down? Yes, he does. Yeah, that's true, Alu.
So, like, the seed is basically daring them to go ahead and do this. This will be interesting.
Hitaka doing Diver Down. I like this trick. If you're doing Diver Down anyway, why can't you just push those blocks over and then walk up the ladder normally?
Oh, I don't know. Are we asking too much of this game as it is?
Oh, I'm just curious. I mean, because it makes sense. I mean, you're already down there. Couldn't you push the blocks?
Yeah.
Ah.
Another E-tank on the left side. More supers. Hitaka needs them. I don't know when he's going to be doing a run at Pyramid Ferry anytime soon. Phase 2 done for Cynas. 3 more hits, and you bring it on home with Blind, and does.
And Cynas picking up his wave beam.
So 6 bosses down for both. And in the exact same order, I might add. The 6 bosses they've taken down have been the exact same.
See, they can pick up those pots. Well, I mean, those blocks should be pushable, but I don't know.
I don't think they are in the vanilla game. I'm not 100% sure, but
Cynas gonna do Smiths.
so yeah, Hitaka has been pulling away really since X-Ray. His execution has been much sharper overall, I'd say, and you're seeing the results here. There it is. Varia's suit. We're in go mode.
I missed that. What was it?
Varia's suit at Argus.
All right, we're in go mode.
1 hour, 47 minutes, 54 seconds. We are in go mode, and Hitaka is going to cut a swath through the last 5 bosses he has to deal with.
Now, if Cynas would have done my suggested route and our suggested route of going to my suggested route. Now, he doesn't have charge beam like Cynas does. I would like to point that out. But also, if Cynas would have done my suggested route of going from Pipe Cave to Swamp and backwards through oh, what is it? Or backwards through the Village of Outcasts, he would have had
So, in terms of ammo, he's got 90 missiles, 55 max supers, and 30 power bombs. So, he's cutting it a little close right now as far as taking down Mother Brain, but he's pretty close.
Oh yeah, and Cynas is gonna have a full beam combo for Mother Brain as well.
Well, Hitaka won't. Hitaka won't, because he's not going to go for Pyramid Fairy.
No, there's no reason for him.
No.
And Cynas is gonna get full beam right here.
Yeah, Cynas has completed the set, so that's going to be helpful for him against Mother Brain. Unfortunately, that's not worth about 5 to 10 minutes worth of gameplay right now.
Yeah.
So his back is literally to the wall right now, and it's going to take some major execution errors for Hitaka to relinquish the lead he has built for himself.
Cynas for getting that purple chest.
Oh boy.
He's like, nope.
He's going back.
Oh no, he's gonna do Swamp. There was nothing important in that chest, I don't think.
Yeah, I think Cynas is getting a little confused here. Getting a little tilted. So 30 supers is all that's required to take down Ridley. No charge beams. Just got to be ever so slightly cautious, but I don't think he has to worry too much with the ammunition he's got.
I mean, he had more than enough entering this fight, so I mean, he can afford to miss a few of these missiles.
Yeah.
I mean, that spring ball really doesn't help him spring ahead into this match, but you know, it's one of those items that it's convenience.
Proud of yourself for that?
Yeah. I mean, Cynas won't spring ahead with that item, you know, so I mean.
Yeah, well, yeah. I get it. I get it. It was there. It was there. I think I'd have less respect for you if you didn't go for it. But
I had to try.
You had to try. I appreciate it. So Hitaka takes down Ridley at 152.07, up 8-6 now, and again, go mode. He is gonna probably just take care of Dragon while he's here, and then backdoor that out to
Ice Palace.
Ice Palace. Yeah, it'd be the logical choice. And then from there, all he's got left is Eastern, and that's it.
Yeah, Eastern's the last one.
Yeah, so Eastern is the last. Looks like it'll be the last one. Who knew?
Cynas gonna get his space jump and spin to victory, or try to at least.
Why is he going this way?
Ooh, Hitaka?
Yeah.
It's faster.
Okay, I guess, but yeah, that's not something you normally see, I guess. I guess it is faster, but yeesh.
Not if he runs out of supers.
Yeah, well, no danger there.
And Cynas not doing diver down. Also, Cynas skip left side swamp. I would like to point that out.
Yeah, so...
So he's gonna gain a little bit of time from not doing left side swamp.
Unless he goes back, which not
Why would he get back?
impossible. Well, yeah, once he gets Varia, yeah, it's not going to matter. So Hitaka helping himself to some safeties, because again, he's not going to get red mail because there's no way he is going to do Pyramid Fairy, because Pyramid Fairy had red mail and charge beam, so actually validated for once. Unfortunately, it's not going to be enough to save Cynas in this case.
Yeah, go mode ice is gonna be one of those things that is nice to see. And there's Cynas in go mode after 1 hour and 55 minutes and 35 seconds. Go mode Eastern's already cleared out. They just got to go to the back because they found all 3 items in the beginning of Eastern.
Yeah, they're all set with the Eastern. They don't have to worry about that. But yeah, they do have to finish.
Now, I'm curious where Cynas is gonna go. He's probably gonna do the same thing. No.
He's gonna knock out Eastern.
That's a route divergent. He's like, well, I can go mode Ice Palace, so it's gonna be quick. I mean, you really, if you route it right, you really don't need the big key. With the icebreaker, you don't really need it, I don't think.
No.
So that takes care of that. So he's like, well, I got that under control. From here, Cynas can go Dragon, and then after Dragon, go Ice Palace. And I think that's what he's probably thinking.
Yeah.
I think Hitaka is like checking chests on the way to see if he can find charge. I think that's
Yeah, Charger supers, you know, anything to like give him a little bit more of a cushion.
Mm-hmm. It's been a good race, though. I mean, I'm glad I commentated this.
Yeah, it's been a good race. It was dead even for about 75, 80 minutes, and then a little bit of route divergences, and Hitaka's execution has been so on point that he's really been able to pull this race wide open. Yeah.
And we're getting another rating party from SpeedGaming 2.
I think that's everybody. I think that's everybody now.
Yeah, that's all the SpeedGaming channels that's come and enjoyed those race. And Hitaka downing Ice Palace. All he has left now is Eastern.
Cold Stare was no problem. 158.23 for Hitaka, grabbing the crystal. Cynas grabbed his about the same time for Eastern.
Yeah, Hitaka didn't get frozen by his looks and able to pull ahead.
So as we reach the 2-hour mark of this race, do give our runners a follow this evening. Cynas and Hitaka, a very fine performance by both of our competitors this evening. And now, if you're feeling...
Oh, I'm sorry. I was going to say, Cynas is choosing to just knock out the dungeons. He's just choosing to do the dungeons in Link to the Past. He's probably going to go to Ganon after this.
He might. Depends how they want to play it. We'll see how it goes. But again, do give our runners a follow, and if you're feeling so charitable, give myself, Pro A007, my co-commentator, HK112, and our excellent tracker, Lenifus, a follow as well. If you're feeling inclined, do start with our runners, though. This has been a very good race, and you know, it's interesting to see how even it was, and how just a couple of little things, you know, really turned this into such a wide open race, really. And Hitaka is in the driver's seat right now. He's up 9-8 on the bosses, and he's probably up overall by about 7-8 minutes. Because all he has left after he does Eastern is Ganon, Dragon, and Mother Brain. So yeah, Ridley is the deciding point right now, and that's about a 5-6 minute gap or so. Especially if Cynas doesn't do what Hitaka did and is basically double back.
And Hitaka is on his Armos Knights. And with Silver Arrows, this boss is nothing. And now with Armos Knights down, where is Hitaka gonna go? And Cynas is still checking chests for some reason, and I don't know why.
Yeah, I can't quite put a finger on that one. Either. Okay. Well, let's hold off until he makes the turn. Okay, it's that time again. We have 22 chests in Ganon's tower. One of them holds the big key. What is it going to be today, chat?
What chest do you usually choose?
I don't know. I usually am somewhere in the low teen, like 10 to 13 or something. I'm gonna say I'm gonna go big today. I'm gonna say 19. I like Malacris's comment. Maximum troll or bust. Yeah, that's a very healthy way of looking at these things.
And the eyeballs are getting away from Cynas.
Yeah, unfortunately, did not get the the perfect cycle here, but with red sword and red mail, he should be fine.
Oh yeah. He didn't get frozen in place either. Didn't get stricken with fear. Or frozen with fear with cold stare.
Yeah.
I'm really pulling for these puns. They're just not working for me.
All right, chat. Here we go into GT.
Now, last time I commentated a race for Alucard, it was in the second chest. If it's in the first chest on Hitaka, that would be hilarious. Nope, that's one. That's two.
He's gonna, because he got the key. He's gonna commit to the right side here.
My favorite room, my favorite room is the tile room, because I honestly did not know there was a key in that room, or a chest in that room, until I started watching this randomizer.
Yeah, one of the true dark secrets of this game. Yes, there is a key there.
Half magic wasn't found, and it looks like Cynas is heading up to Death Mountain as well.
Which makes sense for him. Unfortunately, he's still a full boss behind. He's a Ridley behind it right now. So 3, 4, 5, and 6 come up empty for Hitaka. So he is going to go back and reset and check left side now.
An energy tank on Bob's Chores. Rip Bob.
So 7 came up empty for Hitaka. So now it's on to Stalfa's room. We got 8, no. 9, nope. Nope. So 8, 9, 10, 11 coming up Snake Eyes for Hitaka as well. Not Dr. RM, they're in go mode. They've been in go mode collectively for about 20 minutes. Hitaka with the lead right now.
And Stein is going to the left side as well. Or the right side as well.
Yeah, it's the popular choice to go for it if you pick up a key in one of the first 2 chests. Because you're at least guaranteed to get all the way to said chests. 12 comes up empty, so let's see what happens here. You're right, it was 13. Excuse me. Thank you. Yeah, 13, you're right. 12 is firebar. 14, thank you. 15, no. 16, no. So, who had 14? Incredibly. Teapot 3737 is the winner. Almost missed that. So congratulations, Teapot.
Yeah, sorry, we don't have a prize to give you. But you can watch all the SMZ3 you want, and also join any of the channels for the SMZ3 Randomizer, and follow all the SpeedGaming channels, and follow this tournament. It's been a very exciting one.
Absolutely, yes. Some very good races, and as we've seen so far in the bracket, some surprising results. All right, the gauntlet.
And Hitaka going up the gauntlet, and Cynas making his way to the big key. Landmo 2 fight for Hitaka. And Cynas about to stumble upon his big key. And both runners making quick work of the gauntlet and their respective runs. Don't forget to follow both these runners. They've put on an amazing race. The logic was kind of screwy at the beginning, and it was kind of quick. It was a required Agassiz, Zaravan, which really threw everything off. It's been a good seed.
Well, even with it being Agra required, we're looking at least for Hitaka, probably a 230, 235 seed at this rate. I mean, even with the Agra requirement, but think of all the things they haven't checked. I mean, almost Upper Norfair was
Meridia.
Meridia's virtually zilch. Crocomire out. None of the pendants were even set foot in.
No.
So, if you're looking for a linear seed, I mean, this is about as linear as you're going to get, really. And yeah, that's the one edge Cynas has. He's got Red Mail and he's got Charge Beam, but that's not going to save him, unfortunately, given the time deficit. I think it was a triple by Hitaka.
Missing those shots.
There it is. Yeah, it is something, but it's not enough. It's not enough. Especially with the amount of ammo they picked up off of super missile ammo they picked up. Hitaka shouldn't have any trouble really dealing with Mother Brain. Alright, so on to Ganon, and for once not the second to last boss our runners will be facing tonight. Taka's got to be a little careful here because he's only got blue mail. He's got 4.5 hearts, so he's got to be careful early on here dealing with Ganon. But he's got his magic cape, and he's going to use that to get into phase 3 of this fight.
This is the second seed I've walked of Cynas's that's been very straightforward.
Yeah. Yeah, he's run the gamut as far as his trolley seeds and not so much. So okay, phase 4. Find the tower arrows in Tower Hera. You bet we did.
I can never get that torch glitch.
It's an interesting little bit of timing, but it's not that hard actually. You just gotta, if you spam it, you're in pretty good shape.
I do spam it. I still don't get it, but
Really?
I'm epically bad. I'm epically bad at Legend of Zelda, so I'm not gonna. I'm really bad. And can we get 1G in chat for Hitaka?
All right, so one game down. It's up 11-9 on the bosses. He's got to do Dragon, and then he's got to do Mother Brain, and he will be out of here.
Where's he going?
Oh, I think he's gonna. Oh.
What's he doing?
I think he's taking a portal. Yeah, he's taking a portal to. This is faster. Well, yeah, remarking one of the few tendencies to link the best finish for SM. It's generally more common, yes, to see. Well, A Link to the Past is generally finished first, but usually runners will do both. Will do everything before they go to GT. The way this is happening, though, usually you have you've cleared the decks before you get to this point, but having a boss left over is a little unusual.
He's gonna check Prestige missile bombs.
Yeah, he's still hoping for charge, but yeah, we know it's not coming.
And last race that I commentated with, I forgot who it was. Was it Cross? It was with Cross Product. We had Cynas in an interview, and Cross said, "Hey, if you get the cape behind Ganon and just sit there and do spin slashes, you can you can sit there and just constantly damage Ganon." I think he remembered that from the last.
Yeah. So Cynas had to kind of negotiate his way around some fire bats, but so unfortunately, no charge beam and no grapple beam means he has to do this the normal way. But I think it's 20 supers to take down Dragon.
I think so. I'm not sure. And Dragon is down. And can we get 1G in chat for Cynas? He has taken down the pig. And he still has, sadly, Ridley and Dragon.
Yeah, unfortunately, yeah, he's only halfway through his Super Metroid bosses. Okay, yeah, he's gonna save and quit, and then in Zelda and do a hard reset. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Makes sense. And Cynas taking a more direct way to the Ice Rod Cave instead of taking the portal. If he gets hit by a bomb, he won't die, but he has to be very careful not to get sniped by these bombers. I don't know what the name of the enemy is, but
Hitaka's got a shot at sub 230 if he hustles.
yes, one of the fastest. That would be the second fastest seed, or the fastest speed I've commentated and watched so far in this tournament.
I saw Andy clock a sub 230, like a 222, I think it was. I think the median for the seeds I've seen has been somewhere in the, I don't know, 305 range. I want to say this has been a little beyond the norm.
All right, Cynas has 125 missiles, 50 power super missiles, and 40 power bombs. And
Yeah.
with this charge beam, he can do quick work of Dragon, which is nice.
Yeah.
He can.
A microwave. Yeah, we got a microwave kill on Dragon.
Which is nice. I mean, it's gonna speed up speed it up, but I mean, he's still behind.
Oh yeah, it's Hitaka's race to lose. Absolutely, he's already at the end. He's already at the end of the line here.
Mm-hmm. Like the worst thing he can happen is he can die on Mother Brain, but I don't see that happening. Or doing a failed stand-up glitch and soft locking his game. That would also be devastating as well.
Even with that, he'll probably gonna take a save just before Mother Brain, just to hedge his bets a little bit. But Hitaka having no problems with the Metroid rooms is on his way now. Don't think he's gonna bother with the baby skip. So yeah, Cynas still has to do Ridley, even with all of this, and will probably take the shortcut to through Misery Mire to get there. So.
And Hitaka facing right to save 40 frames. And Cynas doesn't have the...
Doesn't have string ball, does he?
No.
Well, he's got everything else, so he should be fine.
And he's gonna fly to Lower Norfair and... Or fly to Lower Norfair. Fly to 6 and go to Lower Norfair through the Meridian. Or
well, yeah. Yeah, close enough. Okay, got the Zeb skip. Okay, so it's 60 super. It's essentially 60 supers, but it's got 52 plus. I think, what is it? 6 missiles for every super with the Mother Brain.
3.
3? Okay, he's fine. Yeah, he's gonna just spam the hell out of those missiles early, just get it out of the way.
Oh, yeah. And Cynas making his way to, Ridley.
All right.
And boom.
All right. So everything's all set up. Hitaka is not going to take any chances here. Just going to play it out. A sub 230 Aga seed. Well, it helps when you get to skip about 30% of A Link to the Past. And
half of Super Metroid.
Yeah, at least 30, at least 40% of Super Metroids. Yeah, they skipped a ton.
Like upper Norfair, Bubble Mountain, Crocomire, all of Meridia.
Yeah, except for the back exit, yeah, back entrance, and then Dragon. Yeah, they saw everything in pretty much in Brinstar and Quateria, but outside of that, yeah. Yeah, this was very close, and then Cynas had the routing early, but then his routing started to diverge a bit in the overworld. He went for more overworld checks than Hitaka. Hitaka stayed largely to the dungeons, and when he didn't, he chained them very nicely with the overworld stuff, and he pulled away, and that was it. And
I mean,
some of Cynas' other checks.
Cynas went to do Graveyard Ledge, Catfish, Pyramid Ferry, Hype Cave. Hitaka never touched Hype Cave at all.
No.
And then Cynas did Bonk Rock, King's Tomb. He did all these one-off checks why Hitaka decided to face plant dungeons.
Yeah, and then the one thing that Cynas did that actually really could have paid off for him if he had done nothing else was Pyramid Ferry, because he got Red Mail and he got Charge Beam off of that. Unfortunately, it's all for naught, as Hitaka is going to barnstorm his way to a sub 230 here in really an exceptional piece of execution and routing on Hitaka's part. I mean, both players played extremely well. Cynas, even with all this, is still going to be about sub 245.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Down to the wire here.
Well, he saved the animals.
Probably not.
And finishing with an official SRL time of 2 hours, 27 minutes, and 3 seconds. Hitaka is our first place winner. Let's see if we can pull him in, and here he is. GG, Hitaka.
Hey, GG.
So, what do you think about that seed?
That is, without a doubt, the worst early game progression I have ever seen.
And,
I mean, just getting baited all over the place into the Pearless Aga for flippers to go to Waterfall Ferry. And of course, with no Pearl or boots to be able to skip that.
Yeah. The early swords were nice.
Yeah, the early swords were nice.
Now, here's the thing. At the beginning of the race, at the beginning of this, Cynas went to check Uncle first, and he got that flute, made the Death Mountain play before you. And then you turned around and did it. You guys were basically saying high five to each other, passing each other's checks. I have to ask, why didn't you go to Castle first and whatnot?
You mean like at the very beginning of the scene?
Yeah.
I always do that.
Ah.
Because then if I get bombs or a sword or whatever, I can do Uncle and the rest of Castle in one trip.
Ah. Okay, that makes sense. Carla, you have any questions for this person?
Well, the general observation, you'll probably, if you watch the VOD of this afterwards, it was dead even, essentially, for about an hour and 15 minutes because everything kind of canceled each other out and you ended up having to go to the same place by default. Where I think you guys started to make the separation was you were more focused, I think, on the bosses and clearing those out and taking your chances, and Cynas, I think, was willing to gamble a little bit more on the overworld. Was that your plan, to kind of just go for the bosses at around a certain point?
Yeah, because when I found Hammer and Bow, I was in Go mode minus Varia, but I absolutely did not have enough resources to do Sulis LN. So my plan was to just do all the crystal dungeons and any like fast overworld checks and GT, and then see if I either found Varia or I would probably have enough ammo and such to do Sulis LN by that point.
That's what Alu said in chat. Alu said he's probably like planning on getting ammo and stuff. But you know, you face tanking all those dungeons really paid off. See, Cynas, what he did is when he got his back into Legend of Zelda, he did Hype Cave, and then Charge Beam was at Fat Fairy, by the way.
Yeah.
He did that check, and we honestly thought he was going to go to Swamp afterwards, which would have made sense. I mean, the item density, between Hype Cave and Swamp would have made sense. They're all clustered together. They're all quick checks, except for Swamp. But if he would have done that, he would have been able to go mode a lot quicker than you, and it would have still been a really close race. But after he did all those checks, he decided to do all the one-off checks: Bonk Rocks, King's Tomb, Graveyard Ledge, Catfish. All those one-off locations.
Yeah. Swamp is dense, but it's also one of those dungeons that's really, really fast to go mode, so you kind of want to hope that you can go mode it. So I can kind of see why he put Swamp off of it.
Yeah, he also, like the one point where the break started to happen was X-Ray. He went for it, you didn't.
Yeah.
Thought about it, but health was a little iffy, so I decided not to.
Yeah,
and
it's
pretty
save.
Without grappler space jump, it's kind of slow to get it to.
Yes.
I have one for you. I've actually got one for you, Hitaka. When you saw that Ice Rod, hesitated, and then doubled back to go pick it up, what was your mindset at that point?
For Ice Rod, just that I didn't want to wind up like being in the potential position of having to like go in Turtle Rock and then not have Ice Rod, but then I'd have to go back for Ice Rod later, so I figured I'd just get it right away. I mean, it wasn't very likely that I would need it, but it was possible.
I mean, Varia could have been on pedestal, and that's one thing. Like with everything that the seed is giving you, like it was a very good possibility Varia could have been on pedestal, but luckily it wasn't.
If Varia was on pedestal, I definitely would not have gotten it. But
really?
No, that would take like way too long to do all the pendant and dungeons and stuff.
So you were comfortable enough with your LN strats where you would have like, okay, I'll do this.
Yeah.
Okay.
I just didn't have enough when I hit Go minus Varia to do it immediately. immediately, so I kept clearing stuff to either get Varia or get more ammo and energy.
Got it.
I noticed in the SRL chat, Cynas said LOL and you said agree. Was that you guys realizing that it was a pet or a Agaseed?
I assume that's what he meant. When he said that, I had gotten the morph ball a couple minutes before that, so I assume he was either LOLing at morph or at the flippers at pyramid or something like that.
I was just curious. I noticed that like there's just the LOL in chat and agree. I'm like, that could be it. I didn't look. I noticed it.
But yeah, I think the funniest part of that was that Lamp led to Mirror and Eastern, and then Hera had nothing.
Yeah.
I mean, it had cape.
Silvers, though.
It had cape, but we already had like tempered sword, so that didn't matter for Aga.
Yeah. And Silvers.
Yeah, Silver's nice.
I mean, Silvers is always a good find. It looks like Cynas is going for stand-up glitch, I think. Yeah, he's going for stand-up glitch. Is there a reason why you didn't go for stand-up glitch? Were you just playing
I had
safe?
charge beam.
Oh yeah. I forgot. We forgot. Forgot you had charge.
Yeah.
It wasn't Pyramid Fairy. It was one of those one-off checks that Cynas did, and it was apparently Cynas is in chat and product saying it's ruining the illusion.
Look, he's playing and chatting at the same time. That's impressive.
I know. Isn't that against the rule?
Was anything in Hype Cave?
No. Ammo. Actually, a bunch of ammo and red mail. Red mail was in Hype Cave. So he had red mail against Longitude.
Yeah, that would have been my next stop after Argus, but I got Varia, so just screw everything.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, red mail and charge beam were Pyramid Fairy.
Oh, oops, my bad. Good two safety items, you know, to have.
So...
Charge beam's nice to have. Like I was preparing on my end for a long run and see the way it was going because it was a required Aga. So I mean, I even got I muted my mic. I got chips and I got 2 bags of chips and like 3 other drinks because I was prepared for the long haul for the speed because it was Aga required.
When I found Morph, if you told me that this would be like a 230 seed, I would just not believe you at all.
Like the first like check my splits, but yeah, it's like you got Tower of Hera done in about 41 minutes, and then you run off the next 12 bosses. Like Phantoon was down at 105-13 by my count, and then after that you knock out 11 bosses in the span of just under 90 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
I think we have a word. I think we have 2 words for that. It's called terminal velocity.
Literally jetting through the seed. I mean,
yeah,
it was. That's the second seed I've watched and commentated that's been under 230. I mean,
yeah, and just finding Hammer and Bow on Dark Death Mountain was a lucky find because. I don't like doing Dark World stuff without Hammer for obvious reasons. You have to ice orphan a lot of stuff and like half dip to It's not fun.
Tedious.
So what I was actually planning was to do Dark Death Mountain and then like Hype Cave and then backdoor Meridia and do Meridia.
I'm gonna interrupt you with real quick. Cynas is about to finish with an official SRL time of 2 hours, 37 minutes, and 18 seconds. GG to Cynas. It was a good race. See if he will pop in here and chit-chat with us as well. But
and in most races that would have won. That time would have won.
Yeah, it was the X-ray check and There was a few other things, like you guys both made mistakes here and there, like little mistakes here and there, and it kept it close. But the biggest diversions was the little smaller checks and that X-ray check really pulled away. But he also had a quicker Mothula fight, a safer Mothula fight than you did, which he gained some ground. And then by that time.
That moth fight was a little off the rails. He just would not get out of the corner.
But as soon as he finished that, and was in Thieves Town, you downed Argus, and the next thing I hear is from Croa was Varia was on Argus, and that's when it, GG Cynas.
Thank you.
Everything.
GG Hitaka.
GG.
Well played.
Congrats on PB.
Thanks. Yeah, you definitely beat me at my best, so that's awesome. I have really high hopes for you going forward. Do us proud.
Thanks.
What do you think of that seed?
Well, roller coaster. It kind of describes it, right? So,
Yeah. I think Chad's got it right here. Thalfon says, you don't look at times like this and think, oh, must have been some trolly Agus seed. For the first hour, that certainly was exactly it, and then you guys hit the afterburners.
Yeah.
I think you put Flippers or Boots or Moon Pearl earlier in the seed without Aga, and that's a potential world record contender seed. Like it just led you right to everything. And I heard you guys saying when I did Hype Cave, I didn't go to the swamp. I was definitely thinking about it, but I chickened out. So let this be a lesson to everybody watching. If you want to beat anyone better than me, you gotta be able to take some risks and follow your routing, because obviously the thing to do there was just to clear bosses. And for the record, I was also thinking about Varia-less Lower Norfair at that point as well. Especially since I found Charge. I don't think I could have done it without Charge.
Right.
And as I asked Hitaka, and he said agree, what were you saying LOL to in the SpeedGaming chat, or SRL chat?
Well, I get in trouble sometimes with the community for saying anything less ambiguous than that. So I threw it out there, and it was when I found either the Flippers or the Morph Ball. I'm pretty sure it was the Flippers, because at that point I had last locationed those Flippers, so I was fairly certain that Hitaka had found them by then. So
I last location too.
You both did. You both last. Okay. Like, here's how it went in the beginning. Hitaka went to Houlihan. You went to get your flute. Uncle. Yeah, Uncle. You went to Uncle, and then you're like, oh, and then you just routed around to, what is it? Kakariko Village. And then, I forgot where you went. I think you went to Eastern. Yeah, you went to Eastern into Sarsaparilla's closet.
Yeah.
And then he did South Shore. And then, it was weird. And then you guys started playing high five with each other.
Yeah. By and large, you guys pretty much were repeating each other. You went about it different ways. But until Aga, it's like it was kind of like you came back to the middle by the end, and you were essentially dead even at that point. About 50 or so minutes in, Cynas, you were ahead by maybe 15-20 seconds when you took down Aga, and from there it was basically a mirror. And then you started going for some of the overworld checks after Phantoon, and that's where we started to kind of see just a slight break, and then things just kind of widened just a little bit from there.
And checking X-ray really, really hurt you. It
Yeah.
Well, I mean, when I checked X-ray, I did not have bow, fire rod, or
True.
Yeah, you didn't.
what was the other thing? Hammer. So
Yeah.
I thought, with 4 E-tanks, I could probably do it. If it were good, it would have been really good, because I would bet every bit that I've ever had contributed to me that Hitaka would have passed that by with the same number of E-tanks.
I thought about it, but with just like IBJ, and it's pretty slow. So
well, I had
also
speed,
I hadn't saved.
so that was a lot easier to do it with speed than to IBJ or anything. Oh, I had speed and high jump. That's why.
So, let's see. So Hitaka, you will move on now to take on the winner of SMZ3 and Cantaloupe Me.
Okay.
In round 3. Any thoughts on your potential opponent?
Not really. I mean, everyone who's made it this far in the tournament is pretty good. So
yeah. So, and Cynas, unfortunately, this is end of the line for you in the tournament. Thoughts on your performance?
Could not have gone out on a better note against a better opponent, right? It
Yeah.
just, like, I'm looking at the collected items and the times and everything, and the calculus just doesn't work. I mean, I did better than I've ever done before, so I think that's the best kind of loss you can ask for. And I've actually got a baby due in a couple of weeks, maybe even days.
Oh.
So it's probably better for me to get out of this.
Congratulations!
Thank you.
Congrats! Yeah.
But I'm hoping to commentate some more races now that I'm going to be freed up. So hopefully this isn't the last you've heard of me. And one last thing before I sign off. Thank you again to the commentators. I think Proa and HK, you guys have been with me almost every race. It means a lot to see you guys.
All but one.
Yeah, showing up over and over
definitely.
again. Thank you. I think Leno's tracking today. Thank you to our tracker. Thanks everybody for watching. Man, it only gets better from here. We'll see you guys around.
All right, congrats. Congrats. So
Hitaka,
thanks all.
Any final thoughts? Oh, just sorry.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
Hitaka, any final thoughts?
Just pretty much what Cynas said. Just thanks to everybody working on this tournament. You guys, the trackers. So looking ahead real quick. Tomorrow at 6:10 Eastern, 6:10 p.m. Eastern, we have Ancient Gamers versus the Blue Crayon, the rematch or rescheduling or whatever you want to call it. Picking up a new match after that unusual, shall we say, ending a few nights ago. Between them, they're playing again, and hopefully it'll be just as good as the last one. Sunday, 8:10 Eastern, we have Strizer 86 versus Bressingham Voigt. Monday, got a pair of matches. Got a matinee at 1:10 Eastern, Liam Atlas versus Dorkmaster Fleck. 6:10 Eastern, the eventual opponent for Hitaka, SMZ3 versus Cantaloupe Me at 6:10 Eastern. And then Tuesday, 7:10 Eastern, we have Asder versus Cheeseinator. So some very good matches coming up, so keep an eye out for those on the SpeedGaming schedule. And thanks to everyone who watched. A very interesting and very quick for SMZ3 seed tonight.
Oh yeah, it was a very entertaining seed. I'm not gonna deny that. Don't forget to follow these amazing runners, my co-commentator and the tracker, and everybody else that's put together this wonderful tournament.
Yeah, absolutely. So, and thanks to all of our raids. I think we had a raid from every single SpeedGaming channel.
Yeah, and thanks for all the SpeedGaming channels just bombarding the race.
Absolutely. So we'll see you all again. Hopefully tomorrow. I think Raikou Rider and Sebaroth are doing the race tomorrow, so that's going to be some quality coming there, for which would be a great match.
I was kind of disappointed. I couldn't get any puns in. Oh, Cynas, the purple chest was spring ball, by the way. If you're still hovering around.
Yeah, somebody mentioned that. And
Yeah,
all I have to say is,
you couldn't spring ahead with that the victory today, but you know.
Oh boy.
Oh, come on. That was a good one when I said it. But anyway, thanks everybody for watching and enjoying this wonderful race. Don't forget to follow these amazing runners. GG to Hitaka and Cynas. Congrats on moving on. And that's all I have, Proa.
All right,
Pro
that's it. Yeah, that's it. Thanks all for watching. We'll see you all again soon. Have a great night.
Yep. So long.